And hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Close to navigating you with ADP.
Nice to meet you, Mukosa.
Nice to meet you, Pat. How are you today?
Very well, thanks. I'm enjoying this little bit of fall weather that we have while it lasts.
Yeah, it's very beautiful out.
Yeah. It's the only problem with it, of course, this part of the world. After this beautiful fall weather comes winter.
Yeah, no one likes winter, really.
No, not in Minnesota.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you my card.
That'll be great.
I find it's a lot easier to see my name than say it the first time around.
Well, yeah. Now that I see it, you're absolutely right.
Quite a
Good to know. So it's Mukosa.
Yeah, Mukosa.
Oh, great.
Mukosa
All right.
Navigina, but
Great.
Kosa is a lot easier, so I go by Kosa.
Okay, great. All right.
So I just want to start off by saying thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Mhm.
I'm really excited to continue this relationship between GT Bank as well as ADP.
Right. Well, I'm a little concerned actually, rather than excited. But
What are
I
your
had a
concerns?
long-standing relationship with Jerry. And it worked out really well. So, you seem awfully young, so I'm really interested to see what you've got to say, how we can help each other out.
Definitely. Well, I hope I'll be able to just be just as beneficial to you as Jerry was.
Mhm.
I'd like to ask you a couple questions. How did you and Jerry conduct your business?
Well, we essentially sort of shared, our leads and our customer list with each
Mhm.
other. He had he had probably about 200 customers and clients. I'm assuming you
Yeah.
just inherited that list.
Yeah, this territory is about 200
right.
clients.
Right, and then of course I've got some banking. So there was some commonality that we knew that some of my clients would make sense for your services, and some of my banking services would make sense for some of your
Yeah.
clients. Of course, there was specific. We're not really dealing real small, like less than 15 employees, but we're more mid-sized. We're not thinking of anybody over 300 or 400 employees. So
Okay.
that's a really good, like we'd say, a sweet spot for our bank.
Definitely, yeah.
And it seems to make sense within regards to that. So he would provide me with a, sort of an annotated, qualified list of referrals, and then he would also open the doors for me. So there was a lot that he did for us. And I'm curious to see what we can do going forward.
Well, I hope I can be just as much help as Jerry was.
Mhm.
And I actually have some pre-qualified prospects I have for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, I have them right here. And I'm thinking about these prospects. I actually took the time, and out of our 200 clients that we have, I went in our customer relationship database, and I was able to, out of our 200 clients, I was able to find 5 prospects to you that actually mentioned looking for a new bank for their business.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, so I figured rather than giving you some random prospects and have you have to go
Right.
search and go through the time and effort and find out if they actually did need a new bank,
Right.
I thought I would take that away from you and just basically do that for you. And basically these 5 prospects, I have Bill who has a coffee shop, I have Adriana with an IT company, John with a bar,
Oh.
as well as Jim with a hardware shop, and then Sally with a cafe shop.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
yes, I actually took the time, because I understand you're a very busy woman,
Right.
being the branch manager here.
Right.
I actually took the time and contacted them, let them know that actually I found a great bank for them that I feel would be very beneficial to their business, and alongside with ADP would be a great tool to help grow their business.
Oh, well, that's very interesting. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I didn't expect that. Well,
I like to come prepared, and honestly, I am young, and you haven't done business with me before, but I
Right.
want you to know that I'm taking my business partners very seriously.
Okay.
I like to take care of people I do business with.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I mean, well, who else do you partner with?
I'm partnered with Merchants Bank as well as Northern National.
Okay.
And we actually kind of do the same things. We will exchange prospects for their prospects.
Okay.
And we do the same type of situation.
Oh, okay. As I said, have you had a lot of success with that? How long have you been actually doing this job now?
I'm new to this territory, but I've been with ADP for about 3 years.
Oh,
And
okay.
those partnerships, I've learned that those partnerships are actually a very great way to generate prospects.
Okay.
Because our leads and your leads, and we exchange them, and obviously giving you the leads that people who actually need a bank or are looking for a bank, I found it to be very beneficial to our my business partners in the past.
Oh, okay. Well, wow. As I said, I was just really interested in to figure out what you could do to help me, but that's really of interest. What is your expectations from me then?
Well, really, when I talked to Jerry, he basically said that he exchanged leads for leads, and honestly, I would say these 5 are already ready to go, and
Right.
I'm very confident that you'll be able to turn these 5 leads into business
Right.
very seriously.
May I look at them?
Yeah, definitely. I was just hoping to exchange that for these
Thank
5
you.
leads, I could hopefully get maybe 1 or 2 prospects in exchange.
Right. Well, it sounds, as I said, this is so much more than I expected.
I like to come very prepared.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Well, that's good because that's one of our important values.
Definitely.
We want to make sure we're prepared. We're very detailed oriented. clearly very trustworthy and a lot of integrity. So, are these long-standing customers you have?
Oh yes, we've had these customers at ADP for about 2 years,
Mhm.
and the past couple of meetings we've had with them, they actually mentioned looking for a new bank for
Oh,
their
okay.
business.
That's interesting.
So that's why I went to the customer relationship
Right.
database and
Right.
just looked through all the comments, and I found these 5 for you.
Well,
and
that's
prepared
great.
them for you.
Now, do you have any other relationships with other banks?
Oh, I have an outstanding relationship, like I said, with Winona National as well as
Right.
merchants from
Right.
my other territories.
Oh,
I
okay.
just
So
I
this
just
is not a competitive.
Oh, not at all. I just
uh,
absorbed this territory, and
Right.
my other banks are regarded with other territories.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we don't want the competition coming in after some of these
Definitely.
names.
Not
Absolutely.
at all.
So what kind of training did you go through? Have you been successful at ADP?
I went to a very extensive training, about 6 months. I had to go to I went to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and I went through a 6-month very rigorous training process.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be able to stand here in front of you if I wouldn't have gone through a very rigorous training session.
Exactly. So as I said, I guess as I said, my previous relationship with Jerry was we essentially traded referral for referral. And I see you've got 5 here, and based on those previous promises, I guess you have to give me a few minutes, but I'll have to look through and see if I can come up with, as you said, 3 or 4 for yourself as well.
Honestly, I'm fine with just 1 or 2 just for now.
Oh, well, that works out really well.
Mm-hmm.
What about in regards to, as I said, as going forward, what are your expectations, in regards to this relationship? How often would you come by, and how often do you think you can come up with these sort of referrals?
Well, honestly, I have to fit your needs. So, how many referrals do you think you would need each week, or each month, or how many?
Well, one of our biggest core values is follow-up. So we certainly don't want to overpromise,
Definitely.
and then underdeliver. So, really, 4 or 5 every month would be really. I'd be pleased to see
that's
that.
Something I can
through.
definitely promise you.
And that's that's good to know. And what about as I said, if follow-up is really an important part of what we do as well. So. If we were able to actually go ahead and get these people's business, these different businesses, I would expect that, from your perspective, and Jerry did this for me as well, to sort of keep his ear to the ground, hear if there's anything going on, so that if sometimes customers don't always come back directly to the bank. So
Definitely.
I would really want to be informed if you hear anything, either positive or negative.
Of course, I would love to tell you about that.
Okay.
Like I said, these prospects of mine, I've already called them and let them know that I believe the GT Bank is the perfect bank for their business.
Right.
And they're actually expecting a call from you within the next 2 days.
Oh, okay.
So they're ready to go, ready to talk to you. And they're actually looking for a new bank.
Now I've got to clear my calendar. I'm going to make those 5 phone calls I hadn't expected to do. And then, as I said, what would your expectation be for me, other than just 5 names or business company?
I'm hoping you set me up with hopefully businesses who need help.
Right.
Because as you know, I work with ADP, and we help with payroll as well as HR solutions.
Right.
Just any businesses that don't already have a payroll service. If they do already have that, in fact, I have to talk to them, to sit down with them, let them know that ADP, the benefits ADP can provide to their business.
Well, I appreciate that you provided these leads, but I am fairly conservative, and I am somewhat risk adverse, being a banker. So I'm willing to give it a shot. I certainly can probably come up with 3, 1 or 2 for you, but I guess I'm going to have to take a little bit of a wait and see attitude, because I appreciate what you've done. You've come in here and introduced yourself, and very professional. But the proof is in the pudding, as they say.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would like to see how this first few go before we go any further. We just had a long-standing relationship, Jerry and I, and so we kind of knew what each to expect from each other. And we're brand new. We're going to have to learn how to work with each other and establish some trust and credibility before we go any further.
Yeah, definitely. So there's no reason. Why you could give me a prospect right now.
Yes, I'd be willing to share that with you, absolutely. Let me get that information for you, and then
awesome.
We can go from there. But as I said, I appreciate how much work you've done to provide me with 5. But I'd like to hold my cards fairly close to the vest before we go any further. So, but I'd definitely be willing to give you 1 name.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too.